I'm here because I'm angry. Just upset about the healthcare situation.
We stand with you. We stand with you. We stand with you.
Somebody explain it to me, because I don't know where I'm going to get $150,000 more a year. This is not okay. We are attacking the most vulnerable in our society so that the wealthiest can have more. When is enough enough?
When is enough enough?
Now!
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 Well, I'm one of the fortunate ones. I had health insurance through my employer, and now that I'm retired, I'm on my husband's group plan. But I was diagnosed as pre-diabetic in 2002. Because I had health insurance, I got medical care immediately. I was able to postpone using medication for almost 4 or 5 years because I did what the doctor told me to do. I saw him regularly. I exercised, I ate properly, and I am still on one of the lowest dosages of medication that you can get. If I had not had health insurance, I would not be as fortunate as I am. And I know people who are not that lucky.
I've got my picture of my 3 kids here, and my eldest is now 48 years old. He's got cerebral palsy. He also has a colostomy, a tracheostomy, and a feeding tube. So he's totally dependent on Medicaid. If we didn't have Medicaid, my wife, who's 70, and I'm 75, would be hard-pressed to take care of him. Our next in line, our daughter, has chemical sensitivity disorder, and she got that because she lived in a house that had wallboard imported from China, and it was outgassing formaldehyde. And so over the period of a year, she got sicker and sicker and couldn't figure out why, and finally she found out that she has chemical sensitivity disorder. Now she's homebound and can't go anywhere because if she goes in a bus or even in a taxi or a car, she's going to smell things will enter her system that'll make her really, really sick. Our youngest got bitten by a tick when he was 8 years old, and he got Lyme disease. We didn't discover it till he was 16. So he has now got what's called post-Lyme syndrome. And with post-Lyme syndrome, you are susceptible to every bacterium that comes along because you've had so many antibiotics in your life. The biome of your gut has been changed completely, and you end up being very susceptible to everything that comes along. Now, all of my kids are dependent on being able to purchase insurance without the onus of pre-existing conditions. And so once pre-existing conditions are put into a high-risk pool, certainly my cerebral palsied son is going to be one of the riskiest, and my other 2 as well. It's going to be very difficult for them to get insurance. What we need is a single-payer plan like the rest of the world has that's financed by our tax base. We pay 16 to 17% of our GDP to pay for our medical care right now, and about 40% of that goes to the insurance companies, and another 10 or 15% goes to administrative costs. So we can cut our health care costs in half by eliminating the insurance companies and having single-payer health care nationwide paid for by the tax base. Then my kids wouldn't have to worry about the fact that they have pre-existing conditions. They'd be covered, and so would I.
I mean, I can't imagine living in a country that's so inhumane. It's just not what I think of as America.
And I am actually disappointed in the Republican Party. You know, it's the grand old party. Well, they've lost the grand.
They claim to be pro-business so often. To me, health insurance is an investment. The last 16 years that I worked, I maybe missed 3 or 4 days of work because of being sick, because I had regular medical care. That to me means that if we invest in health insurance for all Americans, we will see much less sick leave being used. People will be able to work and do a better job. The Republicans should be really in favor of that, but they are not. The only thing they, as far as I'm concerned, the only thing they appear to be interested in is getting a tax cut for the wealthiest of Americans. And that's what that bill is. It's not a health care bill, it's a tax cut bill.
It's just unimaginable. I don't know, and I hate the gap that's developed between the haves and the have-nots in this country. There's no middle class, and so many people struggling.
This is what democracy looks like.
What does democracy look like?
This is what democracy looks like.
Give yourselves a round of applause.
I'm out here because I think that this shouldn't even have to happen. That it's just common that everybody should be taken care of in this country. I thought that's what our country was built on. You know, even if my health insurance would cost a little bit more, if it helped people that couldn't afford it to have a health insurance, I'm more than willing to do that. And I'm disappointed in the people that are way financially stronger than me wouldn't think this way. I think this kind of stuff with the demonstrations, people pulling together, I think this will help a lot. And I think the 2018 elections, if we just don't drop this, if we keep pushing, the elections in 18 will make a big difference.
We do not want them reelected.
Vote them out! Vote them out! Vote them out!
Rosie's future is not rosy.
No, it's not!
We won't miss DeSantis.
No!
It makes a big difference, and I think the upcoming elections in 2018 will shine a light on. You better be a little bit more compassionate. And there are Republicans that are compassionate. It's not all of them. It's just that they're all following suit right now, which is, when I heard them say that they didn't read the bill, I thought that should exit you right out of office. If you're voting blindly, you should leave office. You're not there for the people.
Shame! 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 Shame!
And I'm just so terribly disappointed. More than angry, I think. I'm just so disappointed that we have to do this to explain to people that this is just the most normal thing you could do is help your elderly and your poor. I mean, that just should go without saying. That's what this country was built on. It's not that you can't do something about health care. It's you're not doing something about health care. I mean, it's fixable. It really is. And the health care they have now may not be perfect, but it is a set there that you have to pick and choose and to improve on. And that's all they need to do is improve on their health care. You know, they don't need to rewrite things all the time. When I had my own business and when I worked for other businesses, we constantly did that. An idea would come in, and it may not have been a good idea, but you all got together and you kind of picked it apart, and you took the good parts from that, the good ideas from other people, and then you had a good thing. And in my business, if people would have acted like this, they wouldn't have been in my business anymore. They'd have had to leave. You know, you can't be counterproductive, you know, and that's what's happening right now.
What do you think it's going to take to get Congress to realize that there are a lot of hurting people out here?
I think the election in 18, I think will show them then.
In 2017 and 2018, you're going to vote. And you're not just going to vote, you're going to go help other people vote. You're going to sign up your neighbors. When someone calls you and says, come out and walk, you are going to come out and walk. We cannot continue to lose state and midterm elections because that's how this happens.
Right.
We don't want to admit it. It's partially our fault. It's partially our fault. It's partially our fault. So don't own it. So what are we going to do different? We are not going backwards. In 2017, 2018, you get your butts out and vote. And in the meantime, you write your letters, you stomp your feet, maybe shoot an email over to Rachel Maddow, Rachel@msnbc.com. Tell her what we're doing here in Central Florida. But you keep making noise. You keep fighting back in 2018. You get out there and vote. Make some noise if you're with me, Orlando.